This is your student radio station.
This is Fly FM.
Okay, it's Matt Asprey here from Fly FM. I'm joined by the Amazons here. Guys, just quickly introduce yourselves before we get started.
Matthew, vocals and guitar.
Christopher, lead guitar.
Okay, so we're a few dates into the UK tour now. You've just announced the UK tour part 2, I think you've called it, on social media. A few dates in. How's it going so far?
It's going well, man. Like, compared to the last tour we did, I think the venue sizes have kind of doubled, which is really exciting. We're enjoying it, man.
Yeah, there's been a few places we played, like in Edinburgh, for example, where the last time we played there we played to the support band, and that was it.
Yeah.
And this time it was sold out. So, yeah, I'd say it's going very well.
It's alright. Swimmingly. Yeah, it's going.
Yeah, and Nottingham as well. You seem to have a bit of a special connection because you did a DJ set at Bodega last night.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it is one of your favourite places. Nottingham's somewhere that you've always seen a huge amount of support for the band and your music.
Yeah, a couple of friends who were coming tonight actually used to, from school actually, like back home in Reading, they came to Nottingham-on-Trent University, and we didn't go to uni, so we kind of spent our uni years kind of living with them every now and again, and kind of just enjoying Nottingham in that kind of capacity. And then with the band we've been here like 4 or 5 times, either at the Bodega. We started at the Chameleon Arts Centre. Yeah, on our first tour. That was exciting. Yeah, it was a cool venue. And then had a couple of nights out at Rescue Rooms, which we're playing tonight. So it's good, man. I love Nottingham.
Yeah, Rescue Rooms is a favourite of mine as well, going out. Let's talk about just the summer. You've been very busy. You've been all over the place. I think as well in the recent interview you did, you've been to Asia.
Yeah.
I've been to like Japan and things. How's the music been going down over there? Because obviously, you know, for your up-and-coming bands to go to such a big place such as Asia and Japan and that, I mean, hopefully it means you've got something. You hope you've got a fan base there.
Yeah, man. I think rock and roll's pretty universal, especially in like places like Japan and South Korea, where we went and played some wicked festivals. Fuji Rock, which is probably one of our highlights of the summer, and Valley Rocks, and that was it was cool, man. It was just a surreal 5 days, a bit of a whirlwind. And I think now, due to a bit of the because it happened all so fast, and then we had jet lag and stuff, it now feels like a bit of a dream, like it didn't even happen, which is cool. But the reaction was something that we couldn't really have imagined until, you know, it was there and we got there and it was happening and stuff. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Okay, I want to go to Glastonbury because you performed there. I was lucky enough to go, and I saw you in the John Peel stage. I mean, one thing that really stuck out to me was at the end when you played Junk For You Forever, the crowd sung back the song at you, essentially. We started singing like a bit earlier, then obviously you had a bit of a smiley face. How surreal is that already at such a big festival like that and such a crowd turned up and really sang their hearts out to your songs? Surely that must mean you're doing something right in the music business.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's been on a bit of a journey, that song. We did that on our first ever gig back in 2014, so we've played it to a lot of empty venues and stuff. So it feels good when you've got a full John Peel stage, singing it back to you. But I think, you know, we the way we love music is at festivals, and that's how we like, and that's kind of it's been bled into how we do things as well. We love watching bands at festivals and having to sing songs with our friends and stuff. So I guess that's what's translated for us in terms of our music as well. So yeah.
Awesome. Right, let's move on to the album. Your self-titled debut album came out in May. We've had a bit of time now for it to breathe. It's, you know, it's getting a lot of airplay on the radio, which is great. I mean, you know, that's how a lot of people are getting into you now, because obviously you've got some real catchy riffs that, you know, Black Magic, for example, is a personal favourite of mine. How's it been received? Are you getting positively overwhelmed, or is it like, you know, you didn't expect the amount of positive reception of the album as it is now?
It was mixed bag with the album, to be fair. Like, the critics didn't really love it, but it kind of didn't really matter at the end of the day, because people bought the record and they're buying tickets and stuff, and we got a top 10 in the UK, so it kind of we felt like we weren't crazy and we were doing something that connected with other people. Because at the beginning you just got to do something that you like, and it turned out other people liked it, which is cool. But yeah, it's not been plain sailing, that's for sure. It wasn't just like success. But I read a lot of stuff that didn't love it as much.
Well, don't worry, us at Fly, we love the album anyway. You featured on our playlist quite a few times, so don't worry about that. You've got our backing anyway. Let's go on to the songs and things now. You clearly enjoy playing them live. When I've ever watched videos you perform in, and when I saw you at Glastonbury, for example, you look like you're having a whale of a time. When it came to recording the album, were there any songs that took a while to do, or was it quite an easy creative process, or was there like, certain songs that took for ages to, record and get all the production on it?
Yeah, we had a song called Nobody that didn't make the cut. It didn't even make the deluxe edition. That it sounded great live, and we played it for like a year or so live in our sets and stuff. But when we recorded it, it just didn't really work, and we restarted it like twice, and it just didn't work. A couple of other tracks. What songs took the longest?
Holy Roller, we had so for a lot of the tracks we tried doing it without a click, so it would just be, because we did it all live in the studio, and that one we had two versions. One was with a click and one wasn't. I think the one without was called like Dancey. The one was called like Vibey.
Yeah, that's the Captain's input.
But we
picked the one without the click.
Yeah, we picked the one without. But we spent like 2 days just like listening to them again. We didn't know which one to choose.
Oh, and the kind of discussions and time you take over, like whether it's 124 BPM or 125 is
ridiculous.
Incredible. Yeah. Raindrops as well. That took a long time to get. We did like 30 takes of that one in the sitting, which was interesting. Because you're just trying to find, you want a solid performance, but you also want lots of little quirks and nuances that you get because you're doing it live. So we would try and get like a nuance that we did from take 3, but then have it as solid as take 7.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was an interesting process. Palace as well. Had to re-record the vocals for that a couple of times. I wanted to do it live on the piano, but we did a festival in Liverpool and I busted my voice really badly. We had to cut like a week of recording, and so I had to just do the piano. Sounds so sad because I'm doing the piano without a voice, and I'm like so angry. Yeah, that wasn't very fun. But then kind of came back to it, re-recorded the vocals, hated it, and then re-recorded the vocals again. Then you mixed it, and then it was a long process. But then some of them are really quick.
Yeah. I was watching a few interviews, just getting a bit of a feel for the band and things. One thing that really stuck out with, this was a very recent one, was that you talked about you being proud to be from Reading, and like you really want to put Reading on the map in terms of a music area. And then you sort of mentioned that some bands like from smaller towns and cities are a bit nervous to they rather go, oh, we're from Manchester, but really we're based in Wigan. It's like, do you think quite a few like up and coming bands at the moment are trying to make themselves big by going, oh, we come from a big musical city, rather than being quite proud of where they're actually from?
I think it's something that it doesn't necessarily define us, but it's kind of part of the kind of DNA of the band a little bit, especially in these early stages, because it was always about how do we kind of identify ourselves and where do we fit in everything, and we had to look at who we were and what we were doing, and we were a band from Reading, and we actually thought, even though it's not particularly glamorous or exciting, it's something that sets us apart a little bit from other bands and other musicians and stuff, because people always ask like, what's the scene like in Reading, because everyone knows what the scene's like in London and Manchester, because that's where all the media is. So that was always a different take on it, really. But yeah, I think if anything, maybe some of our success can inspire people from towns that aren't big cultural hubs like Manchester and London to kind of just stick where they are. Because I guess 20, 30 years ago, before the pre-internet age, maybe it would have been wise to get closer to where record labels are based and stuff, and get into their net. But with the internet and stuff, you can kind of do anything you want, and you can live in Aberdeen or whatever, and someone from London can come up and sign you because they've heard your music on the internet.
Yeah.
Because the internet doesn't really have any borders.
No.
well, it kind of does, but it doesn't really.
That's a great way to describe it. The internet doesn't have any borders. Okay, you're constantly touring at the moment. Have you even thought about album number 2 yet, or is it still, or is it something to go right? We're going to finish this whole tour and then start going to, or you already
don't have time to do that. I think we've been practicing stuff. We've been jamming stuff out in Soundcheck, and our dressing room over there. I've got some music up, making demos and stuff whilst we can, because like we love playing live, but we also love creating music. Like, that's just part and parcel of like what we do. It's the best thing about being a band.
We had bits of songs written before the album actually came out, because we'd recorded it a year before. So it's kind of, as soon as we came out of the studio, well, not soon, we had like a little bit of doing nothing.
And it was like,
straight back on it.
Yeah, and between like, if some people went out for lunch or whatever when we were recording the album, I'd just sit on the piano and just kind of come up with ideas, just because it was quite a creative environment. I was quite inspired by being in a studio, and that was cool. But yeah, sometimes it's quite hard on tour to kind of develop the songs to how you hear them without having a bit of time alone.
Okay, well, Matt and Chris, thanks for chatting to Fly FM. Have a great gig at Rescue Rooms tonight, and hopefully we'll get to see you soon back in Nottingham.
Thank you very much.